Okay, so today I'm going to share a little bit of my story. I will start at the most defining moment of my life. It happened when I was 18 years old. Okay, so the presentation is going. I can make it without it. I was 18 years old. It was the 2nd October of 2011. I remember this day very vividly. Just a couple of minutes before midnight, I was leaving my hometown Poprad, and I was going to study at the university 600 kilometers away. I decided that I would take full responsibility for my life, and I start being financially independent, and I start paying all of my bills. Actually, the one-way ticket for the night train was the last thing my parents ever bought me. This moment was very defining for the next path of my life. So here we have the presentation. I told you it was my most funny moment. So let's go on. I went studying to the university. The beginnings, as always, were very hard. I had very limited budget as I was trying to make my own money. So my diet was very unhealthy. Like almost the time I ate cheapest bread or the cheapest salami. I couldn't even afford like vegetables and stuff like that. Also, very hard part was combining the school and with the work, because the first year of university it was very tiring on its own, but I have to get back after school and I have to make the money while my schoolmates were like going to the parties, going for a beer, going to cinema and so on. So they usually invited me, but I had to refuse because I had just none of time left. Maybe you're asking how I was making the money. I set up my freelance business license like a couple of months before leaving to the university. So I was helping some companies with marketing, translating, copywriting and stuff like that. So I started my first business 2 years before, when I was 16. It was a sports blog. I was writing the articles and I was getting paid for the promotion from some companies. That was the time when my first dream was born, and my first dream was to go to the World Hockey Championship as an accredited journalist. So I started working on that dream at that moment. So later on, I moved from a sports blog to online hockey website. We co-founded it with a company selling hockey equipment in Slovakia. They asked me if I want to do it, and it was the right fit because they had the money and I had some knowledge and I had some free time. So we started a hockey website, and actually it got really popular very quickly. Suddenly we have like 80,000 fans on Facebook. We were one of the biggest hockey magazines in Slovakia, and that was the part of the way to my first dream. And thanks to it, my dream came true. In 2013, I went to Ice Hockey World Championship in Finland as a accredited journalist. Later on, I went again the next year. But even though the website was doing really well, the expenses for running such a website were going up, even though we had like 20,000 visitors a day. So we decided to sell the website. Actually, the company I was working for, they just wanted to sell their 50% share, and they offered me to buy it for a very generous. They gave me a very generous offer, but I turned it down. You might ask why. I turned it down because I felt there were no more challenges left for me in that field. I was at the World Hockey Championships. I interviewed the best players in the world. I was quoted by Slovak national media, by the international media devoted to hockey, ice hockey. So there was no challenge for me left. And the second reason I turned down this offer was because I always felt that part of my vision is to help people around me, and just running a ice hockey website, even though it was successful, it just wasn't fulfilling enough for me for that part of my vision I told you. So I tried another business. It was actually an e-shop selling premium cosmetics and nutrition supplements. It was the product was the best on the market, so it has a really good potential to help people with their health, with their skin, and so on. But on the other side, it was very expensive. So on this picture, I am in a conference in Salt Lake City with a fellow businessman. It was kind of network marketing thing, and I just for this conference I paid like 2,000 euros for the flight ticket, for the food, for the accommodation, for the conference ticket, and altogether I invested 5,000 euros in this business, and of course hundreds of hours and hundreds of hours. But that was my first of more fails in my life. It was the first big fail in my life, because I found out that this business just isn't for me. I invested a lot of energy, a lot of money, and I actually got back nothing. And why I'm telling you about this? Because nowadays everybody just showing their success, how they are successful, what they have accomplished. You just if you just scroll your Facebook wall, you just see what holidays your friends visited, or what amazing things they have accomplished, or what amazing things their relatives, their family accomplished. But not many people are showing you the failure. And today the point of my presentation is to show you that it's okay to fail, and that I'm not ashamed of my fails, and you shouldn't be afraid to fail. Because nowadays a lot of people just aren't taking actions, and the fear of failure is stopping them. So that is my point. Failure is just the part of your way. So I'm getting closer to the business I'm doing now. So after my business failed, I was looking for another opportunity, and that was the time when my high school classmate contacted me. He pitched me this idea for a journal that could increase your productivity, build new habits. You can write what are you grateful for on everyday basis, and so on. Like basically the journal or the planner for the people that are devoted to self-development, and they like to write down stuff and just put it somewhere online. So that's how we started. And the important fact is that the journal was in English, because from the start we had the biggest ambitions. We wanted to be distributed international, so we made it only in English. There has never been a Slovak version of it, and probably there will never be a Slovak version of it. So with our big ambitions, we wanted to start. We wanted to launch the product by crowdfunding. So we went to the biggest crowdfunding platform. Some of you might know it, Kickstarter.com, and we launched there a campaign. We put several months of work into this, and we worked really hard to make it successful. Also, we had some cool media coverage, including Slovak National, one of the biggest Slovak national radios, Fan Radio and stuff. It was really fun, but it was really hard. And again, the campaign was my second biggest fail in my life. We just didn't make it because we were unexperienced. We didn't really know what we are doing, even though we put there a lot of energy. So the campaign simply failed. So after the failed campaign, we could have told ourselves that okay, we gave it a try. That we would go do something else. It would be a great excuse, and our relatives, our friends, they would all accept our failure. We told them just like, there is no more place in the market, it's such a competition, there are a lot of planners and journals all over the world, you have a very limited budget and so on. So at least you tried it, but we believed in our product, and we wanted to make our dream come true, so we went on. So that's why I would like to encourage you, if you have some idea, some project, some business in mind, start working on it right now. You have nothing to lose, especially when you are a student. And on the other side, you have very, very much to gain, as you could see in my story. So don't be afraid to try following your dreams and fail. You should be more afraid if you don't try to follow your dreams every day. For me, that would be the scariest thought of all. Thank you.